Another episode, Full Court with CP. I got a special guest, definitely one of the all-time greats, Tré Kelly, man. Pleasure to have you here today, brother.
Man, I appreciate you, man. This is special, for you and I to do something like this.
No,
we played Florida, and I think I came up here and wrapped it around me and the other dude.
Yes.
And you running back down the court like, man, that's your best pass. That's your Jody Meeks, who was a pro, made the NBA. And I remember him going over to Tubby. And he's like, man, I don't know what you want me to do about this dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you want me to do about this dude, man.
Proud to be partnering with Underdog Sports, my favorite place to play fantasy games. You got to check out Pick'em. It is so easy to play. Just pick 2 to 8 stats of your favorite player and choose whether they'll go higher or lower. You can go 20 times your money by going 5 for 5. Sounds like fun? Sign up with promo code COURT, C-O-U-R-T, to claim your free pick plus first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. I can't wait to see your interest. So, Full Court with CP. I got a special guest, definitely one of the all-time greats, definitely one of my favorite point guards to ever play with. The guy straight out of D.C., Mr. Tré Kelly, man. Pleasure to have you here today, brother.
Man, I appreciate you, man. This is special, for you and I to do something like this. It's special what you're doing, already, but for you and I to get on this thing, it's another dynamic, man. So I know you felt the same way with Wallace, and we had some good times together. So this is gonna be cool.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely looking forward to this interview, man. But I always ask my guests, man, what made you choose South Carolina?
To be honest with you, man, the university got a steal at that time. To be honest, my 9th and 10th grade year, I was top 25 in the country. And I had basically some mishaps with my AAU program. And I don't want to really go into all of that and who the individuals were to make these decisions, but it was almost some sabotaging going on. For different reasons. And what happened was a lot of schools fell off for me at the same time. And Coach Duckett gave me a call, kind of to be honest with you, man, in the 12th hour in my recruiting. It was, I had UConn at one point, I had Miami, I had Georgia Tech. I was going to go to Miami with Perry Clark. Who was the coach at the time, and he stopped calling. So I verbally committed to Syracuse as a 10th grader, actually. And all of this stuff kind of fell off at the same time. I know why, which no adult should be doing what these guys were doing to a high school kid. So like I said, Coach Duckett called me, and it was kind of something I had to do. If you can remember, my recruiting visit was during fall break. Remember, I was sitting over in the corner falling asleep the whole time.
He was over there. He was
like
over
6 in the morning.
He was over there dozing off.
Yeah, it was like 6 in the morning. Practice during fall break, and I'm just over there man, I'm going to commit anyway. I was going to commit before I took the visit. It was a done deal. I didn't even know anything or too much about the University of South Carolina. But they were in the SEC. I knew we were going to play pros every night. I knew what I was going to bring to the table. I did, I was kind of in the beginning of you could search people up on the internet and stuff like that. So I looked up a few guys. I looked up you. I looked up Wallace was coming in. I think he had already committed.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I'm gonna just at that time I had already went through so much in life. So this was just, it was just what I had been doing already. I know I was only 17, 18 at the time, but I was already pushing through different things that was going on in my life. So the sabotaging thing and what happened didn't really knock me off. So I was just like, man, I'm gonna go and make this thing happen,
Yeah.
So we got it going. Coach Odom started coming up to Washington, D.C. Coach Duckett, those guys started coming up there. Coach Ernie.
Early Ness. We call him
Yeah,
early Ness.
he came up to a few games. I think he came up to the Christmas tournament that year. I think we had like 3 games. I probably averaged like 32 and 11, something like that. So, we made it happen. And, man, I'm so grateful that I made that decision.
Most definitely, man. And definitely had a great group of guys recruiting you.
Oh, man, for sure.
Great staff.
Absolutely.
We'll definitely get into that. But we're winding a little bit. You kind of touched based on it. Your high school days, right?
Yeah.
Dunbar High School.
Yeah.
Coming out of there, you say you were 10th grade, top 25 in the country.
Yeah.
Was Georgetown recruiting you as well?
Georgetown was all over me, but in my mind, Big John wasn't there anymore.
Mm.
And I grew up. They used to put Georgetown on the local TV.
Yeah.
And I watched Iverson. I watched what he was doing with Iverson.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of coming out with this. Kind of the same style of play, ball handling, getting to the bucket, being able to create my own shot, being able to create shots for others. So John retired and stepped down from Georgetown my 9th grade year, but they were still recruiting me. His son, Ronnie Thompson, who I'm really good friends with, he used to come to Dunbar, man, like twice a week, check on my classes. Every time I look up, he's peeking in the doorway. He's coming to practices. They're sending people to come pick me up to, go to their games and to their practices. I used to go and hoop on Saturdays and Sundays with their players. And then in the summertime, they used to have Iverson, Jordan, all those guys come through there and play pickup games. Because, Jordan was in the city at the time playing with the Wizards.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, they recruited me throughout my entire high school career, but I didn't like the way the coach was, coaching with their point guards then. He used to bring, you played with Kevin Braswell, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did you play with Braswell?
Mm-hmm.
He used to Braswell was coming in and out the game every 5 minutes and stuff like that. So I was like, I don't think I want to do that.
Yeah.
And, I just, them and the University of Maryland, of course, they're both 10 minutes away from me in each direction.
Yeah.
Where I grew up at. So I was thinking about the University of Maryland, but Gary Williams wanted me to go to prep school first. And back then we didn't really believe in an extra year of high school and prep school and all that kind of stuff. We thought we were ready to play. We're gonna go on the campus and get this thing going right away. So
prep school.
Yeah. So I didn't want to do that either. So that was in the heart of my recruiting. Like I said, I had so many schools on me, man. And the things that happened at that particular time, it was awful in the sense it could have like if it was another kid that didn't think on the same plane that I did, like in regards to just pushing himself through, being resilient, having that mentality that no matter what happens, I'm gonna get through this.
Yeah.
It could have did some real damage. It could have did some real damage. And like I said, when Coach Duckett called, and I remember it was a Sunday. My grandmother had just went to church, and honestly, it was fate because I was about to go outside and play with my boys. We used to play on Sundays every morning. I was about to leave out to go and play on the blacktop. And if I wouldn't have answered that call, he would have probably went through the AAU program. And I don't know what they were telling these schools. I don't know what. But who knows if South Carolina happens if I'm not home that day. You know what I'm saying? So I answered the call. We got the recruiting going. My coach at Dunbar High School, Lorenzo Roach, and Coach Duckett ended up having a real good relationship. And I let him and one of my mentors kind of, basically control my recruiting. Like, if you're going to call, these are guys you're going to talk to. They got my best interest, and this is how we're going to go about it.
Dope. So fast forward into, junior, senior year, I know you said being top 25, so you had to play some tough guys, some tough rivals.
Sure.
Some of your biggest, let's say one of your biggest games in high school.
Man,
because you was averaging 29.7, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was a few of them, man. And no, to be honest with you, it was an out-of-league game. My junior year was probably one of my favorite games because of the atmosphere. DC, Baltimore thing.
Yeah. Take us through that, man. Walk us through that.
Man, so we're playing Douglas High School.
Mm-hmm.
Douglas High School had a point guard named Tyler Smith who ended up going to DePaul for 1 year. Things ended up not working out for him, but he was cold. He was cold. And they had Joy Dorsey that went to Memphis and played with the Houston Rockets.
Yeah, I remember.
They had a couple of other guys that were really, really good high school players. And, the buzz was in the air, before the game. Baltimore guys calling my older DC guys, man, your boy coming up here. We're not having that. All the trash talk that goes on. Yeah. And I remember walking through the door, and they were on me already. And you had all these guys, older guys, all hood dudes, man. They were standing room only already. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, the girls played before us. But this was like a Saturday.
Saturday rock.
So this wasn't even so everybody's there. Everybody's there in Baltimore. That's 45, 50 minutes away from us. So I got people from DC going too. And it's heckling going on right away. I mean, I'm not even in my shoes yet. We're not even dressed yet. People talking crazy. And this was the first game, and my high school coach, a really intense guy. He's one of those guys who, he's very focused. This game, he stopped coaching. And he told the guys in the huddle, probably like second quarter through the fourth quarter, man, y'all get out the way. Like, this was happening today. And he's talking to someone behind the bench because he's taking the dude Tyler. My Coach Roach is like, what'd you say every time I score a bucket? What you say? What? Just getting into it. So I had 41 and 15. I'm talking about just, it was just one of them games. And that wasn't even my career high. My career high was 50 at a home game at Dunbar. I had 40 like 15 times. It was just, those last 2 years, because Coach Roach he did coach me my first 2 years. So Coach Roach came in.
You had a different coach the last 2 years of high school.
Yeah, I did.
What was the difference between them two?
So Coach Lampkins, my first year, man, he was really good coach, man. He was very solid. He was a psychology major, and he used to play these mind games with everybody. And I think that rubbed, like I loved him as a coach, but I think that rubbed everybody the wrong way, just the way he was. But he was a solid coach. He won with Brian Chase the year before I got to Dunbar. They won the championship there. And we had those 2 years with him. We lost in the championship game my freshman year. And then we lost in the first round, man, up 17 at Dunbar too. At Dunbar, my 10th grade year. One of my best friends, man, got fouled on the three-pointer. 2 to tie, 3 to win, man. He makes 1. And I think that punished the coach. Everybody was there. The whole city was there. We played H.D. Woodson. And I think that got him. Got him. And, they lobbied for Lorenzo to come in, who was a Dunbar alum. Now, if you know about Dunbar, they love alumni.
Yeah.
They like to really take care of the alumni. He's an old coach. He won the national championship back when he was at Dunbar. And I think 3 out of his 4 years at Dunbar. No, they didn't have 9th grade varsity then. I think he won 3, if I'm not mistaken. They had really good basketball teams there at Dunbar. Dunbar has this great tradition, the most championships in Washington D.C. history.
Yeah.
So they brought in Lorenzo, and when he came in, he wanted to hold me accountable, but he knew what kind of potential I had, and he wanted to give me the keys. He knew that I would play at the high level in college, and he wanted me to get ready for that. So, he just honestly let me go out there and be myself. We had a lot of talks individually, and that's something I've learned. And I learned that at South Carolina, just becoming closer with Coach Odom as a sophomore. I didn't really have a great relationship, not a great relationship, but we didn't talk much. There wasn't a lot of verbalization with me and Coach Odom my freshman year, because I was a freshman. I was just trying to, learn the ropes, and, Michael Boynt was there, and I know we'll get to that part. But my relationship with Lorenzo, I think helped me become who I became in D.C. Like, people still talk about my high school career, and I think it has a lot to do with those 2 years.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, you had a really, really good high school career, of course. But then fast forwarding to that summer, stepping foot on campus at USC. Talk about that.
I was out of shape. You remember that? And I didn't even know it, because I'm playing ball every day. I'm lifting weights.
Yes.
But I made it a point my life is about to change. I know it. I'm going to go and play for years to come. At least that's the goal. My childhood buddies, man, we went through so much together. We went through so much together, man. I watch your cast with everybody talking about their childhood in these small towns in the South and in South Carolina. Man, I'm in the heat of this thing since a child, and we're losing friends left and right, and we're going through so much together as friends. I mean, we lost our first buddy in the 6th grade, in a drown. He drowned in the pool that we were about to go to, in the neighborhood pool in our apartment complex, man. So we went through so much, man, for what's that? I'm in the 6th grade at that time. So that's 6 years basically, when we're going through so much. And then when we get to 8th or 9th grade, guys are starting to, get into the streets heavy. And we're starting losing friends then. So, we wanted to hang out. I wasn't no smoker or, no heavy drinker, but we were hanging out. You know what I'm saying? Going to go-go music is one of the historic things in Washington, D.C., as you know.
Yeah.
And we were at them. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, we was at them things, man.
Listen.
They knew us at the door, man. They knew us at the door, and we had a great time, and I knew that that our lives in that regards was kind of coming to an end, because life is changing. I was already focused, and I had a social life, but I was so locked in as a basketball player that it kept me away from all of the trouble.
Yeah.
And when I got there, I think I was like 190. It's like 190. Darby Rich was on me every day. Checking my body fat.
He was checking. They come around and pinch you.
Every time y'all look at me, they pinching my. They pinching my chest and
Hey
arm and the
man.
back and everything, man.
Oh man.
And so that helped me understand. Like I knew what it was going to be in regards to the talent, but that helped me understand. Like I started honestly being a pro then.
Yeah.
If you can remember that. Now I'm
Yeah.
running the steps. I'm doing all these different
Yeah.
things.
Extra stuff.
I'm changing my diet without even
That
people
was the
really
biggest
saying
thing.
anything.
That was the biggest thing though I saw from you as, a freshman. He had, I know Darby had Mike. He had Mike on this no
Like
carbs.
I remember Mike was telling me. I asked Mike.
Yeah.
I was like, man, what? Because I didn't see Mike then, and Mike was telling me. I was fat and eating cookies. He was like the cookies and stuff. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So
Mike
he's
is
like,
eating
I eat
cookies, bro.
cookies all the time, and he had me on like basically meat and vegetables. And then
Yeah.
I started to incorporate that. We in college, so we ain't going to Whole Foods and that. Like we at the Russell House, man. Come on,
Yeah, we
man.
had the Russell. We had the
We trying to
Russell.
find. We might have a patty melt here and there. You know what I'm saying? So we used to have 4 patty melts on that
For
thing,
real,
man.
man. We
Extra
had too much
cheese,
money. It
extra
was too much money.
patty.
We had so much money on that card, bro.
Oh
Oh
my
my
goodness,
God,
man! I'm talking
bro.
about from the summertime, though.
Yeah, dog.
Forget about November and October. Man, we had the money on the card, man, during the summer. So, man, we
Oh
getting
yeah.
it in.
Hey man, I remember dog. Darby just started he started watching everything. He was like,
Hey,
hey,
hey, hey,
y'all can't eat nothing. Y'all.
man! Remember he had this. Remember he had something over his house. I forgot what I don't know if it was Super Bowl
Yeah, I
or
think we went.
something.
Or was it the tournament? No,
Might have been the tournament. It was something.
it was something with.
And
No,
man,
he
he
made.
had
He made
everybody eating spaghetti. He
yes.
had me something over here.
Yeah, he had
And
your
there was
separate portion.
nothing on that plate. And I'm like,
So
dog,
you had lettuce.
what's going
You had lettuce.
on, man?
You had
Like, come
lettuce over there,
on,
bro.
man. But no, it helped me though. Like he was honestly Darby
Yes.
and
Yeah.
he's had
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
amazing career, since then.
Yeah.
But he helped me understand the
How
mindset
to
of
be
like
rich,
from the
man.
body part being the nutrition part being a pro because we
Mhm.
all were pros. We were
Yeah.
pros then, but I'm talking about technically we after college we all played 10
Yes.
plus years. I played 13. We all played a lot.
Yeah.
And that's something even you like man, I remember coming back probably we were hooping down there probably like a year or two out there. Like, this man looked like Bruce Lee. I was like, what's up, man? What's going on? Like,
Hey man,
you
I
know
was
what I'm
in there,
saying?
bro.
Like, man, I'm playing the wing. I'm damn near playing point now. So
Yeah,
that's
man.
how it goes. Like, you gotta. That's something, man. We all, learned along the way, especially at South Carolina. That's why I think, that place is special, man. Like
Yeah.
I think it was guys that were before us, but I think we laid foundation for a lot of different things
Yeah.
at that university. Having multiple pros, like
For sure. For sure. I don't
six,
think
7 guys
another.
on one team.
Yeah. It was. I don't think. When we got there. When I got there, it was. Basketball wasn't. The thing. You know what I'm saying? It
Right,
was always football
right.
and everybody. That year, the year before you got there, we were 12 or 16?
Yeah,
12 or 16, you know what I'm saying? And that year when you and Wallace, and then you got there, man,
and I got to talk about that, man.
we're going to definitely talk about that.
That was
And
just
just the
had
whole
a great
dynamic of
time, man.
the basketball at South Carolina changed. You know what
For
I'm
sure,
saying? Like
for
the
sure. I
energy
remember
and
it was
everything. And then
sellouts.
we got a
It
new
was
arena.
sellouts.
Yeah,
Sellouts. Yeah, new arena,
new
sellouts in
arena.
the new arena.
Yes.
Blackouts. I remember that
Yeah.
Mississippi State game was incredible.
Crazy.
Oh my goodness,
Crazy.
man! I
But
remember. I think I came in and laid it right. Got the and one, but the ball. Remember the ball just stuck up there for about five
it
seconds. I
just
was on the
gone.
other end of the court by the time the ball fell. You know what I'm saying? So I remember, man, I had the dreads back then. I'm shaking the
Yeah.
dreads. I'm like, oh
Man,
my
had it.
goodness, man, this is it, man, this is it.
No,
But when
man.
I
So
first, man, the first day I got there, because I got to talk about this guy. first day I got there, man, on campus, and I'm moving in. And like I said, I looked up guys to see who was coming in, see who I was playing with, and there's this 6'9", 6'10" dude.
Yes, sir.
That's moving in at the same time. We looking at each other like that got to be him, And he looking like me like that's got to be him. And I'm like, man, you Brandy? Like, yeah, you Tré? And from that day on, for 4 years, man, we're together every day. We're so in sync on the basketball court.
Yeah.
I don't know how many assists I got, 500 and something.
Yeah.
At the school, and I know he got 400 of them.
He got, I was about to say, over half of them to him.
Yeah, he got
sure.
to, like just knowing where he is, and then you add Balkman to that mix, and that freshman class, I think helped change a little bit of the trajectory also.
Yeah.
Because these, so high level dudes, man, that really know how to play the game. And I think that was really the case, and that's why Balkman's been around for so long. And people say what they say about him and
still
different
playing,
things, but really know how to play the game and knows what he brings to the table. So when you mesh all of that, especially, man, when you mix, you got Kelly at the point, you got Thomas Kinsey. Come on, man, like
no, people don't know how to start.
He's the best player.
I'm starting 5, right? There's you at the point, Kinsey at the 2. Mia Balk can play 3 or whatever, and then Wallace down there at the 5.
That's crazy.
You're in trouble, man.
And I always said, if we were like in the ACC, we'd have been top 5 or 10 in the country because that was a style that we played. We got up and down.
Yes.
That SEC is grueling at that time. You got these big boys,
it was brutal.
Big strong dudes rebounding. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? And it was like we just couldn't. We got over the hump enough, but we couldn't get over the hump we wanted to because of that.
And we talk about it too, man. I think if we ever, like we said, we ever had a solid 5.
Solid 5. Because you had non-5s playing 5.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you had a lot of guys. We had a lot of guys playing our position or whatever. We just was fast, quick, athletic.
Sure.
But if we had a solid big man.
When I talk to Coach Odom, he can't stop talking about those teams.
GDO, man.
You can tell that he has frustration about it.
Yeah.
Because of, what we could have been.
Because we were smacking.
If you look at it now, we're in those practices together. We're in the trenches together.
Yeah.
We're on the road together playing those games. And we just were good, man. We were good. Thomas Kinsey still has the best mid-range game ever. Yeah,
I don't know nobody else who's came through there with mid-range better than his, not even close.
And then, you got all these dudes doing it now. And we're going to talk, that jab step to the crossover, nobody did that before him. Nobody did that before him.
Nobody.
Every time he did it, he got people way out of the way.
Hey,
I'm talking about we were at Cincinnati that year when we played Downey and them.
That's the year after I left.
Man, he was a boy named Chad Gray. This is like the first play of the game. We went to the post. I had the jump hook over there. So the first play we went to the post. We get a stop, come back down. Kinsey got it at the top of the key, and he used to do that little couple little here and there, and then
you with a couple
jab step first, and then long jab step to the crossover.
You just reach.
Man, this dude spent around and touched the ground. And when the dude didn't even see him shoot the ball.
No.
He was done. He was turned around. That just showed me who we had. Wallace was like he was out. You can't. A lot of times you can't take a person out of position like you took him out of position, and they still make it work like that.
Yeah.
That's a professional.
Yes.
Period. That's a pro.
Yes.
That's a pro. Man, this dude was playing the 2-3. Coming out of high school for real, shooting 3. You tell this man to go in the post and guard all these dudes, and then he becomes a shot block leader by the time he leaves.
Yeah,
Like you can't. Like
that's
that's
crazy.
incredible,
Yeah,
man.
somebody,
That's
and
incredible,
I tell people about Wallace all the time, man, and I tell my players and everybody, man, that dude was so cold, bro. Like
man.
people have no idea how good he really was. Like you
Absolutely.
said, he's a wing guy. He's
Yes.
he's a perimeter guy, but by the end of his career at South Carolina, he was a leading shot blocker of all time.
For sure. For
That's
sure.
crazy.
For sure. For
But
sure.
going back to you, man, you talked about getting on campus and just being, different and, going through a lot of things in life that led up to you handling college a certain way.
Right.
Just talk about, your sophomore year, you know, and on forward, you started to really implement yourself your sophomore
Right.
year at South Carolina, I believe, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Because, you weren't a guy that, talked a lot on the court, but you would talk, but you did a
Absolutely.
lot more of showing. You were a guy that,
Sure.
whatever, what's happening, roll the ball.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what I'm
That's what
saying?
I was. That's
Talk
what I
about
was at that time.
your sophomore year a little bit, man, because you came out your
So
shell.
my freshman year, you know, when Coach Odom came to recruit me, he told me that look, you'll have a chance to start when you come, um, but it's not guaranteed, which I understood. But when I got there, Money Boynton made it okay for me not to start. He was such a great leader,
Yeah,
such a great dude, and I was okay. Remember when SEC came around, Coach started putting us in the backcourt together, and I was starting with Mike. I'll play Mike. Sometimes I'll go to the wing, but most of the time, because I'm a point guard, I don't
yeah,
like to really play the wing. So he would just move Mike to the two, and Mike started playing well, shooting the ball well. He had a great senior season.
yeah,
But he made it okay for me not to start and just learn from him, and I did learn how to be a leader, learn how to be more vocal, because I knew that next year coming, that was going to be what I had to do. So sophomore year, I just wanted to be everything I could be that year. I knew, we wanted to send you out the right way. I felt like we did that. We didn't win, but we went to the NCAA tournament, and Roe and Mike and those guys, they were happy about that because of the previous 3 years.
yeah,
And we didn't know what would happen, but we knew we had a really good team, man. And I was so focused. I was so focused on succeeding. I was so focused on leading the team because I knew that's what Coach Odom wanted me to do. And we had a great conversation that summer leading into my sophomore year that I think changed a lot of things for me, changed my life in a sense. And that helped me that sophomore year play the way that I did and be the starting point guard on that first NIT team. And I knew what we had. Like, I didn't have to really score the ball that much, honestly, until my senior year. And I knew that I'm okay with that. Like, these guys, I'm playing with pros, period. So I don't have to come here and be the guy that I was in high school. I always, that's where the scoring thing came from in high school. It was just what I had to do for us to compete and be able to win basketball games. So, for me, that's just what it was. I knew Kenzie, he was a junior, you were a senior. You guys are going to get the shots, and that's fine. But there'll be games where, okay, I got 22, I got 8 assists. I remember Vanderbilt game.
yeah,
I think at Vanderbilt, got it going. And those were the games that you guys probably needed me to do that.
yeah,
And I didn't need to do that all through the season, which was fine. My junior season, of course, I stepped up even more. You left. Now it's me and Kenzie kind of holding the load offensively. Balkman is a little inconsistent, but when he's coming to play, he's getting the job done. Wallace is getting the job done. So we had a great. They snubbed us for sure for the NCAA's, but we made it a point to go back to the NIT and win it. You know, we didn't just want to be there. I think we totally dominated that NIT.
That was
dominated.
Total, that was totally
we dominated that.
Yeah.
From the start.
Yeah, I think the year that my senior year, we beat some good teams. So we beat Georgetown. We beat
Miami.
Maryland.
I want to say UNLV.
Who we beat? UNLV, then Maryland, then St. Joe's.
Yeah.
We smacked them. Man, hold on.
We ran Georgetown out the gym.
We ran them popping. I still remember this to this day.
I remember a play that game, and the point guard is one of my good friends. I love him to death, but man, I came down and it was like a in and out here, but I jumped back this way, and I didn't know what happened during the game, but I just laid it up, and the crowd's going crazy. But they had a picture in the paper the next day. When I'm laying it up, he's totally he can't even see me. He can't even see me. I was like, oh my goodness. And then, man, I'm gonna talk about this. As a point guard, you guys gave me so much confidence to be your point guard. Some of the things that you guys would say. I remember the Florida game, and you remember they have the introduction. To turn the lights off, they had an introduction. And I remember I made a pass that was on the introduction. And you was like, man, that's the best pass you ever made since you've been here. Right?
Hey, no.
You played Florida. And I think I came up here and wrapped it around me and the other dude.
Yes.
And you running back down the court like, man, that's your best pass. So, that kind of stuff, for anybody, if I say, Los, good moves, good spin, or man, you punish them, or that gives you confidence because when you think about it, man, even though we're spending every day with each other, we're trying to press each other.
Yeah.
We're trying to fight for each other. We're trying to, do everything for each other, with each other. So, that stuff, man, was just giving me confidence, and I think, it helped me become even a better college and SEC point guard because you got to come with it. You playing against all those dudes every night in that league at the point guard position. So I needed that, man.
Yeah. And speaking of the point guard position, your toughest matchup, let's say top 2, 3 matchups. I got one, but I'll wait till you finish. Me and Wallace talk about that.
Let me hear who you say, so I want to know if it's in my 3.
Lofton from Tennessee.
Yeah, but he didn't really guard me.
Bro, he shot the skin off.
Oh, he shot that thing like.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Listen, his first 2 years, I don't. It was like he never missed the first 2 years.
It was unreal watching him shoot the ball, bro.
Oh my, man! Listen.
He trained. He shot the.
I just used to look up like, oh. Then they get on the run at Tennessee. It's dead in there. It's not like it is now where the crowd going crazy. It's dead in there. So we trying to get up, and they just on a run. They kick it to him. He wide open. He's like, oh my God. He gonna knock that down. It was insane the way he shot the basketball, man. It was insane.
Well, for me, give me your guards. Give me your top 3.
For me and Rondo had a lot of dudes.
I know he's up there.
He was only there 2 years.
Yeah.
We had a really good. I'm looking for him actually.
Yeah.
Just to see him and have a conversation with him about those days because I haven't seen him since then. But we had a really good relationship, man. We used to talk before and after the games, and I knew he was going to be a great pro because of the things that he did. He handled the ball well. He passed the ball well. He played defense, and he was athletic. So I know they want you to shoot the basketball as a point guard and stuff like that, but those 3 things are essential for an NBA point guard. But when he was at Kentucky, And I think I outplayed him more than that, you know. But he, you know, long arms, quickness. He's athletic. You know, he made you, you had to come to play against him.
Yeah.
I used to dog Taurean Green. I used to dog him. I'm gonna throw some of those out there too. I
Yeah.
used to dog. I used to talk about Ronald Steele. I used to dog him.
Dog him for
Dog
sure.
him.
Yes.
Dog him.
Talk that talk, Trey.
But the dude who I think was very tough, and he was just tough, like just tough. You know he was tough was Gaines, man, at Georgia, man.
Sunday out of game.
He might have been the toughest matchup because he just gonna bring it. Like he not that skilled offense. He even made the league, I think, because of that toughness.
Yeah.
He was just bringing that to the game. You know what I'm saying? Making it rough, making the game rough. So he made a lot of our, and I outplayed him more than that. But he made those battles a little tough, more than the other guys. When you look here, let me see. It's got to be one more.
Who's at LSU? Who's down there at LSU? What's the guard?
I ain't really. Tack Miner wasn't.
Tack wasn't.
Tack wasn't. You know, he used to turn the ball over a lot.
Yeah. Not Tack.
Trying to think of the guards. I used to like Ferguson, man, at Arkansas.
I'm about to say Arkansas, the Razorback.
Arkansas, Ferguson was tough. You know, yeah, solid dude. Real good guy, man. Definitely. You know, New York brought that New York style to Arkansas.
Yeah.
Can't think of a third person though.
All good. Best game at Carolina. Because you had a lot now. You know?
I'm gonna tell you, man. I don't even know if it's the best game, but do you remember the Clemson game, my sophomore year, your senior year, man? I made y'all dudes cry in the huddle. Y'all cried, but I took over that game. Y'all cried tears. You, Barry Sanderson. I don't know if it was like the rivalry thing got y'all, because, you know, I was trying to lift up to that rivalry. I wasn't feeling it yet. Yeah. And I think, you know, I had like 16, 18 straight points. Just all like off the glass floater, going the other way off the glass floater. Mid-range floater, mid-range pull-up. Get to the basket.
I don't think I watched somebody hit more floaters in the game.
Man, I was shooting sky hooks.
I'm talking about hooks. I'm talking about like not regular. Everybody shoot regular float. I'm talking about hooking it. Now you were hooking it.
Man.
Now you was hooking it.
It was that was a game to remember. But that Kentucky game, we lost the game from an individual standpoint. What happened at that Kentucky game? My senior year, I had 36. I had like 28 in the second half. Just kind of took over that game. Jody Meeks, who was a pro, made the NBA. I remember him going over to Tubby, and he's like, "Man, I don't know what you want me to do about this dude." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what you want me to do about this dude, man. That Kentucky game was one of my favorites. I just like to be in the moment, man, of those games.
Yeah.
Because you know how it is to get in your zone. Guys like us are already in the zone before the tip ball. You know, we're already like feeling it. But there's a lot of games. I remember the Tennessee game where you came back to after you left. And I want to say I had like 28 and 8. I remember that game because I'm like, man, Los here. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? I know he's gonna be looking for something, man. Let me, you know what I'm saying? let me do something, man. The Southern Cal game, my senior year, I had almost a triple double against them, like 28, 8 and 9, something like that. Against Nick Young and Todd Gibson and that crew. They had the kid that played in Italy, Hackett. Um, so that was a really good game. I used to like those games where you knew like dudes were gonna be pros.
Yeah.
You know, because they all like I used to like when they used to talk about. You know, Duckett used to come to me like they talking about this. You know how he be. They talking about this dude.
Ducky.
They talking about. And he'll come over there. He'll come over there right with the. I might got 21, 8, 5 rebounds, 1 turnover. So he'll come over there with the stats. He don't say nothing. He'll point to it. Point to the turnovers and then walk away. Because he was on me so bad. Because he knew what I was going to become, man. He was on me so bad my freshman year, man. Yeah, he used to say I ain't play no defense and dudes drive by me. He used to say, man, do you get cold when them dudes drive by you like that?
No, he said, he wanted to he said, you didn't feel a breeze?
And then he said, I ain't take no charge. He said, DC don't stand for draw charge, does it?
DC, that's the word. Hey, that's the
Oh, man.
That was the one right there. That was the one, Trey. DC.
And he pushed me, though, man. He pushed me, man. He pushed me.
Yeah.
I remember we got into an argument one time at the end of one game. We got into an argument, me and him. And I think I tried. It was your fault. It was your fault.
What?
The game over with. We playing Georgia. The game is over with. You trying to get a lob with 3 seconds left to
Listen.
You talking about stuff. Throw it up. I was throwing it up. You done fumbled the ball in the backboard. I said, oh my God. I had no turnovers until that time. He cussed me out. I forgot what I said to him, but I like jumped back at him. He came back to me the next morning before practice and was like, man, I just want to push you, man. I just want you to be perfect. You ain't had no turnovers before that. I was like, nah, that's my man. That's my man.
And there you go, Ducky, man. But yeah, those are good stories, man. Good days, man. Good times, dog.
Awesome times, man.
Awesome. Everything, man, was awesome, man. I always like to ask, man, my guys, your favorite memory, you know what I'm saying, from being a Gamecock.
It's got to be the 2 NIT championships, man.
Yeah.
You want to win. Your favorite moments don't ever come alone. It's always with family and friends. And when you're playing basketball at a university, it's your teammates, it's your family. Like I said, you had guys who you came in with that you played 4 years with. We're different classes, so even though we had a special 2 years together, we still talk every day. When we talk, we're on the phone. We can't get off the phone because of that relationship. So when you succeed, you're succeeding with those guys that are with you, that's in those same uniform, and the way they embraced us when we came back and won those NIT championships, you can't erase that. You can't erase that. They're going to honor us next year. That's going to be, come on, man, that's going to be a time. That's going to be a time. That's going to be a time. Come on, man, these dudes, these clowns, man.
These clowns right here.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
But that's what I think it's going to get lost in today's game. But that camaraderie that you have with guys over a 2, 3, 4 year span, you can't buy that.
No.
You can't buy that. And we all talk about it. Let's be honest. We left some on the table there, but we were so good that it lasted. Our careers lasted so long because of what we were able to do together. Yeah. And I think about a lot of those games that we should have won. I think you were gone, but that junior year, man, Joe Kimnoa tipping.
Yeah.
I come down and miss the 3. Like, we think about that stuff all the time, but most of the memories that come up are the times when we smiled. Like the times, even when we, we had tougher times. I remember that practice before the Auburn game. Oh my God.
Bro.
Oh,
My God.
you cussed our ass out. And I said, this is mad. He won it. I said, he won it. I said, he won
Yeah,
it. I
man.
followed up because I was like your co-captain. I was like,
Yeah,
man, he
man. I
won
was
it. Like,
hot, man.
what y'all want to do? Like, but this is what we doing. Like,
Yeah.
this is what it is, man. I know I was saying what you said. Oh, man, I know we on the
Trey, I'm
I'm
trying.
going
Hey,
to tell
man.
these people
I
what
just
you
want listen,
said.
listen. Yeah, I was on my way out, bro.
Of
Like
course,
I was on
man.
my
Of
way
course.
out, bro.
Of
I'm
course.
counting days. I'm looking at the calendar,
Man.
like, bro, this
Man.
I ain't got nothing but this left, bro. Like for
Man.
real.
I'm saying what y'all doing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I
Oh
was
man.
like, and,
Hey,
I mean, if you know 15, man, the dude is gonna bring it. I
yeah,
mean,
man.
he's gonna bring it. He's
Yeah,
gonna bring it regardless of what you're doing, regardless of what you're not doing. And
yeah,
if you ain't doing it, he might bring you up some game.
yeah, for
And
sure.
that's just what it was. And we appreciated
Yeah,
that leadership that you brought because, like you said, I was quiet. I wasn't verbalizing a lot of my leadership at that time.
yeah.
And
But when I left here, y'all took
guys like yourself, Mike Boynton, like y'all helped me do that. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that I learned from. You know, because I had another 2 years to do the same thing. So with those the greatest memories, just I mean, with that group, man, it was so much.
yeah.
You know, you got to pinpoint the two NIC championships, but the locker room, you know, the revolution. I mean, come on, man. Like, I mean,
Oh
we was
man.
boys, man. We still are, but we was boys,
Yeah,
man.
man.
We
Yeah.
had a good
Oh
time,
man, I
man.
got tears, dog.
That's
Oh
just what
man,
it
it's funny.
is, man. Like it was a classic time, man.
Yeah.
And I remember having an interview with somebody from USC. This one we were in school. I was a senior, and it was more so about my relationship with Wallace. But I remember saying that our relationship is gonna last forever. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is, and that stands for all of us. Like we're in the group chat every day
Yep.
because of those days.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because of those days. Those days wouldn't went like that. We wouldn't be. We talk every day.
Every
You know,
single
in
day.
some way. If it's
For real.
whether
It's
we
for real.
clowning around,
Yeah.
whether we talking about a joke, whether we something going on in sports, whether
Yeah.
we talking about USC basketball or football, we talking every day. And that foundation, man, for those years, you know, from what's that? I'm there '03 to '07, Aiden. '03 to '07. I'm there '03 to '07. What you're there? '01
One,
to
no five.
'05.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was a big time for Gamecock basketball because of you know what trajectory it was putting us in, um, and what it did for our careers.
Yep.
I think also had a big part in it because you want to be happy leaving there. How many dudes go to colleges, man, and they don't play professionally, or they don't play that long?
Wow.
You know, we had 5, 6, 7 guys, man, who was playing 7+ years, 8+ years.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about and really got it done.
Yeah. Not
You
just
know what I'm
playing,
saying?
got it done.
Oh, really got it done.
Really
You
got
know,
it done.
Kenzie, I don't know how many championships he won over there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Two or three, I want to say. I know he
you
got
got to think
three.
about this. You got to think about just I'm talking about the country's championship
Oh,
too,
yeah. Yeah.
and the cups and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He won the Euro League a couple times. And,
Yeah, he won. Nah, he won
like,
that
yeah,
like 2 or 3 times.
that's what
Three.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
he
you
up.
got to think
I'm
about
tripping. I'm definitely
ringed
tripping.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, ringed up.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
So I mean,
Yeah.
that's somebody that when people might talk, they might not say too much about. But if you ask us, he's one of
Yeah.
the best we've seen. Period.
Lawrence
That
Kinsey.
dude's one of the best players. And I
Yeah.
tell him this.
Yes.
He was one of the best players I've ever seen.
Yes. Lawrence Kinsey
Period.
was
6'6", slender, defensive animal. will lock you. I'm talking about.
Right.
We've seen Terrence Kinsey put dudes in a box.
In a box.
Like,
I'm talking about in a box.
We was playing Tennessee.
Yeah.
And you know how you slap down on the ball? The ball slapped down. He slapped the ball. Other dude had the dude was triple threatening him now. About to make a move. He slapped the ball down and hit the ground. The joint went 15 feet up in the air. I was like, who does that, man? You know what I'm saying? Wallace used to tell you, send him to me.
Come on, man. What type of...
Then when he blocking, you know he talking crazy. Look, man, I'm DJing the block party tonight.
Yes.
He used to say that. I'm DJing the block party tonight.
I'm like, what?
Man, nobody talk much about Rocky Trice.
Hey, Rocky Trice? Nobody.
He might be 6'2". Man, remember the Maryland game?
Yo.
It was three dudes like almost like had him huddled up, but they on a fast break. Got the ball. Three defenders. He jumps up out of everybody and just flies.
He just looked, bro. He was.
That might have been 1 or 2 steps inside the free throw line, and he's 6'2".
Took off.
If that.
He took off. Rock. I don't even think Rock was 6'2".
Oh my.
But let Rock tell he's 6'2". Rock took off, bro.
Man.
He took off, and he looked like he
block shots, and he'll lock you down too.
Straps.
He will lock you down too.
No, listen. We had straps. When Balkman wanted to play defense, he was no strap.
Absolutely. No, that was man.
We had them all, man. We had a very talented team, man. Shout out to that squad, man. Everybody that was on that team. My senior year, Chap, Land, Gunner, Trice, Skeeter Lee. My boy Skeeter Lee. Oh my God. Who else is on that squad? Out of Atlanta. What's his name?
Was Dwayne Day there already?
Dwayne Day.
He was there already.
Yep. Dwayne Day didn't play my senior year because he had the wrist, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Got you, yeah.
He broke the wrist.
Tisby, man. If we could have just had him focus a little bit more.
Tisby.
He would have been big because he was dominating. You get him that rock in the post now.
Yo, he was strong.
And I'm talking about them pros couldn't do nothing.
Yes.
I'm talking about I seen him against Big man. He did Big Baby wrong. Yeah.
Big Baby couldn't guard nobody, man.
Yeah.
Big Baby couldn't guard a soul.
And the bass, I mean that dude was, man, he was strong. He just, we couldn't keep
He couldn't stay on the straight and narrow, man. He couldn't stay on the straight and narrow. We had a mob, man.
Garnet. You got to find Josh Garnet, man.
Yeah, we got to go to Tick. We got to go to Funky Town, man. Funky Town. Man. But yeah, man. I appreciate you, brother. You know that, man. I appreciate you stopping by, dog.
Absolutely.
Been wanting to do this for a minute. Happy birthday again, dog. You had a birthday a couple days ago, man. Always love, dog. And I want to do a reunion show, so we're gonna work on that, to where I can get like 3-4 of our guys down here together, man. We can sit on that couch. We can make it to the studio.
Man, y'all got 6 hours, cause
we got it's gonna be.
Look, man, that's a movie, man. That's
sure.
Come on, man. That's another story. That's another ball game. You got all them dudes in the same joint.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to work on that, man. But I'll definitely keep you in the loop on that. We talk every day anyway. So
let me know, man.
For sure, man. Hey,
I'll be down there soon, man.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely, man. Yeah. Another episode, Full Court with CP, man. Special guest Tré Kelly, man. We out.